Do you find yourself hooked to those reels where people are organizing their cupboard or their wardrobes? You yourself may have noticed how you end up cleaning something when you are stressed. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Why does organizing things have such a profound impact on our brains? That is what we are going to talk about in today's video. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Siddharth Warrior. I'm a neurologist and today I've come as a guest to the BigBasket YouTube channel where I will talk about neuroscience and everything that will help you live a better life. We are going to explore the fascinating topic of organizing and why it has such a therapeutic effect on our brains. In order to understand why organizing has such an effect, we first need to understand what disorganizing does to our brains. Research has shown that disorganization and clutter has a negative effect on us. Our brain likes order, and constant visual reminders of chaos and disorganization can have a cumulative effect, which means it keeps adding stress. This in turn reduces our ability to focus. In other words, if your environment is too messy, it might be difficult for you to pay attention to one thing. Let's take this table of mine as an example. Now, while you are listening to me and paying attention to me, this clutter on this table would be proving distracting to you. This is because even if you are looking at me, your brain is already processing all the information that is coming to you through your peripheral vision. Now your brain has to shift through all this extra information, decide what is important, what is not, and discard all the extra stuff. This takes cognitive effort. Now, wouldn't it be much nicer if this table was clean? You would already notice how there is so much more peace and calm when you're listening to me. In a scientific study, researchers found that women who lived in messy homes had a higher level of cortisol in their body, which is the stress hormone, compared to women who lived in more organized homes. In short, clutter leaves you with a heavy feeling and it pulls you down both physically and emotionally. Clutter is also a sign of unfinished business or problems that you haven't yet solved. This also acts as a stressor in your brain because your brain is constantly trying to figure out what goes where. Imagine that everything that you see out of place is something that you need to find a place for, and this takes cognitive effort. Now, what happens when we declutter or when we clean up? Our brain uses an area called as the prefrontal cortex, which is the most evolved part of the brain. This is the part of the brain that has the responsibility of planning, taking logical, rational decisions. And every time the prefrontal cortex solves a problem like a puzzle, you get a spike of dopamine, which is the pleasure molecule. In other words, whenever you declutter or put something back in its place, your brain gives you a dopamine spike because it acts as if you have solved a puzzle. This is why decluttering or cleaning up feels good and relaxing. Another important part of the brain is called as the anterior singulate cortex, and this is the part that gets activated whenever there is a conflict. So when you are in a messy space, your brain is constantly trying to figure out conflicts between what should be where, and this anterior singulate cortex area is overactive. When you've resolved these conflicts and put everything back in its place, the ACC can relax, which in turn reduces your stress level, making you feel calmer and more in control. Another fun effect of organizing is that it makes your environment more predictable. Now, in order to understand why predictability is so important to the brain, you have to travel back to a time when things were much more unpredictable. Like for example, when we were back in the jungle as hunter-gatherers. Whenever there is unpredictability, there is a danger of something coming to attack you. So your brain does not like to be in unpredictable environments because that is where all the threats are. When you are in a space where everything is in its place, your brain can now rest easy knowing that there is nothing unexpected that is going to happen. So whenever you clean your environment and put everything in an organized way, you are in effect telling your brain that you are now in a safe space and you can relax. Now, while listening to all of this, you might think that this only applies to your physical space, but that's not true. Because you see, your brain cannot really distinguish between a physical space and a digital space. So even if you are on your laptop and you have 50 different browser windows open, that also acts as a clutter, which means that this also acts as a stressor to your brain. So the next time you open your email and you find 5,000 unread emails, think about how good it would feel to declutter your digital space. This is also true for all the files that you have right now in your downloads folder, and also that unorganized photos folder that you have been meaning to get to for so long. Now at this point, some of you may be wondering, how do I even start decluttering? What do I do? What is my first step? So let me give you 5 practical tips to get you started on your decluttering journey. Number 1 is to start small. Start with one table or one drawer, just organize that and build your way to larger projects as you get more momentum. Number 2 is categorizing. As you go through the stuff in your house, keep categorizing things into things that you want to keep, things that you want to donate to other people, and things that you want to discard. This system helps you make clear decisions on what to keep in your space. Also, be brave in giving things away. My rule of thumb is that if you have not used something for the last 1 year, it's probably okay to give it away. Number 3 is create an organizing system that works for you. Maybe that is using labeled pins or color-coded folders. Maybe that's using online organizing software, or maybe that's having an accountability partner that you can discuss these things with. Whatever it is, that system needs to be designed by you in a way that it works for you. The 4th step is to get back to decluttering regularly, because as you may have noticed, clutter tends to build up over time. And after a certain point, the task of decluttering might seem so large that it's almost easier to not do it. So make sure that you get back to decluttering every week or every month, and that way you can keep the clutter at check. This holds true for both physical and digital clutter. An extra relationship tip is you and your partner can plan decluttering dates where you declutter a space together. For digital decluttering, there are many fabulous tools that you could use. For example, email decluttering software where you can label emails and make sure that all the incoming emails get organized into folders automatically. And speaking of digital declutter, it may not be a bad idea to go over your Facebook and Instagram friends list to make sure that you are following only those people that add to your life and no one that adds anxiety or doesn't really contribute much. Remember that decluttering and organizing are not just chores, they are powerful tools that can actively improve your life and improve your productivity, to say nothing of improving your mental health and peace of mind. By understanding the neuroscience of decluttering and why clutter can be so harmful, we can appreciate the impact of a tidy space on our mind and on our body. If you found this video useful, hit the like button, subscribe to the BigBasket channel, and share your own organizing tips in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye everyone, take care and happy organizing.